Hey everyone, it's Neil here from Post to Post. Thanks for joining me today. I got a special one for you. Something I've never done before. We're looking at NHL wallpaper designs from an artist named Austin. Now, we've looked at a lot of jerseys and uniforms on the channel, and more than that as well. Goalie helmets and pads and all kinds of stuff. But this is kind of like creativity from nothing to everything. Like there's no template to work from here. Austin's kind of gone off script. Everything you're gonna see in this video is completely creative from the ground up, essentially. So I've only looked at one, so this is going to be a reaction video. I did look at one to kind of vet it and say, hey, you know, do I want to make this video? And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yeah, this is different enough where I think it's going to be interesting to the audience and also interesting to me because I get to look at designs. My background is design and stuff. So yeah, answer is yes, let's do it. So like I said, I have seen one of these, and these are numbered, and so they're not done by abbreviation. I have no idea what team order we're going to go through. I just know that number one is the Rangers. So let's get into it. And Austin, thank you for sending these in. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, so this is the one that I did see. Every time that I release one of these videos where I'm looking at designers from the community, their work, they usually put their their social media on here. Go give them a follow. They deserve your follow. You can see his here on the left of this graphic. So the Rangers, there's a lot going on here. I'm gonna try and get through these pretty quickly, but just give like a couple of bits of feedback per one. Number one, I like kind of like the paint stroke in the background behind the lower image of Shesterkin. And you got the stats up there. That's cool as well. I think that little bit of glow behind the font is neat. Lots of almost HDR happening though. Like it's almost like hyper realistic. I would, as from a photography perspective, I would always get away from that. I don't like that surreal. Crank the clarity to 100%, HDR to death. So from a visual perspective, as far as the photos like of Shesterkin, I would say walk back on that. But that is personal preference, right? There's no right or wrong. That's just personal preference. But great start. Let's go to the next one, which I haven't seen. Okay, oh, yes. This is actually pretty cool. So the first thing I noticed was the shadow, actually, of the player. So Clayton Keller. Down below, you've got number 9. You've got Arizona Coyotes along the bottom, which looks great. But you've added dimension and just life, I guess, to the photo. It's not so flat because of the shadow, and the shadow just doesn't play into the background of the scene where you've got the desert and stuff. It plays on top of the text as well, so it's almost like he is skating right off of the graphic. I think that's a really important element to add here. Austin, great job on that one. I like the top as well. The colors all make sense. Again, we've got the HDR kind of look going on. I don't want to sound like a broken record, so I'll stop. I won't mention it again after this if there's more of that throughout the series, but I'd walk back on that. But yeah, this is a nice one. Let's move on. Buffalo. We've got Jeff Skinner here, and looks to be some selective color. One of the photos is not Jeff Skinner, though. I think actually Austin mentioned that in his email, that some of the players in here aren't actually the player that's called out. So the top one is Jeff Skinner, the bottom right one is Jeff Skinner, but the one on the left, I actually don't know who that is. Color has been removed from his face, so he almost looks like a zombie, where the other two have color in his face and in their faces. If you're gonna pull the color, pull them from all of them. I think it just kind of looks awkward just having one be selective color. I like the background though, like the swatch of yellow, and then the white, and then the blue, and the font as well kind of almost mimics the jaggedness of that paint stroke or that brush stroke at the top. So the colors are great. I think the orientation is great. The layout is great. It's got nice weight. It's weighted nicely. You've got a player along the bottom. You've got a graphic or a logo on the bottom. But on the opposite, on the other corner, I guess it would be like this for you. You got the Buffalo logo, and then some the name text down below. So there's good weight and good balance to this imagery. Next, the Islanders. Matt Barzal. Okay. Cool photo in the background. I do like that. You've got a completely desaturated background, but you've got the text of Matt Barzal colorized in the blue, in the orange, and then goal on the screen. So that's, using color to make a point is done very well at the top there. Kind of a half side shot up above there of him, which is, I think, nice. And down below, again, with the shadows. The shadows really help things. So I'm actually a big fan of this one. Might be my favorite so far. Let's move on. Wow, San Jose. Okay, so Tomas Hertl. I think this one's going to be a miss for me just because this is so undetailed. You've almost gone the opposite direction where you've cranked the clarity on a lot of the other ones, and this one's using like a water paint filter from Photoshop on here, so hard to see the face on both of these ones. And I understand what you're going for. It's, kind of the underwater look, but It doesn't translate for me personally. I love the waves along the bottom. I love that the background is white. It's nice and clean. I like the font up there, but just not the effect that's going on in the player. Moving on to Kyle Connor, the zombie. Again, selective color here. So earlier I said if you're going to remove the color from the face, move it from all of them. I'm going to walk back on that a little bit. This is very zombie-like, so I would probably keep the color in there. Again, personal preference, right? There's no right or wrong. As an aviation geek, I guess I have issues with this. So on the logo, and this isn't really Austin specific, it's more Winnipeg Jets specific. So on the Jets logo, it's supposed to be a CF-18, which is a Canadian Forces. It's an F-18, it's just Canada's version, CF-18. But Austin's using a F-16 Fighting Falcon here in this imagery. The logo, on the Jets logo, looks more like an F-16, but it's not. It's an F-18. Also, Canada does not use F-16s in their lineup. However, a Canadian company, I forget the name of the company, bought Israeli F-16s to use as training planes. So technically, there are F-16s in Canada, I think as of 2020, but they're not used by the military that I know of, and definitely not in combat or anything like that. Not that Canada's in combat a lot in aviation situations, but still, there shouldn't be an F-16 Fighting Falcon on there. Also, the tail number is mirrored, but I understand you have to do that for orientation because of the way the layout. But so just from an aviation, like, who cares about this that's watching this? No one except for me. So a couple little aviation flubs there, but that's insignificant criticism. But this is cool overall. I like the desaturation all around. Again, the font in color that pops off the black and white. I would just add the color back to the faces. Next, Florida. This is interesting. There's a lot going on. I love the colors, keeping the background dark, but letting the bright orange and the yellow really pop off the background. That looks great. It's almost like an inverted look of the colors and stuff. It looks cool, but I want to see detail in the face. I don't mind the one at the bottom. It's the full uniform. You can see the face a little bit. You can see the logo. The uniform doesn't really matter other than that, but the one up above, the bigger image of the face, you almost lose some of the texture and the detail in the face. I want to see that, so I would take the effect off the top one, maybe keep it in the bottom one, but again, personal preference. I love the exterior of this, like the palm trees around the edges, looks so good. Next, okay, Victor Hedman. Lightning in the background. You got some water, I think, in the bottom, so maybe a storm is going on. Some interesting imagery, almost like a fingerprint style texture in the background, and some paint dripping along the bottom. That's cool, actually. I really like that. Yeah, I mean, this one's totally fine. You got his signature up there as well. Nothing really to complain about here. Just a good one. Boss Pasternak with the bear. I love it. That's awesome. I like the bear. This one's very similar to the last one, actually, and not in a negative way, but in a good way. I love the skyline that's in there as well. You've got TD Garden as part of it too. So I like the font as well along the bottom. This one's nice. You almost have Pasternak over top of the font, and you have got the font in behind him because the P, see the P by the leg that's behind, so really good depth with this one as well. It's a nice one. Okay, wow, a lot of white going on here. The face, I have no concerns other than the face. I like the rest of what's going on. Very clean. You got the gold fleck in there and the font along the side, the texture and stuff, the logo up there as well. But the face that Mark Stone is making on the top one, it's almost like, oh, that wasn't a fart. It was more. So like he's in distress, something happened, he's like questioning something, something bad is in his pants, and he needs to get off the ice. A little awkward of an expression. I may have used a different photo, just the only criticism I have there. Oh, Montreal, okay, Nick Suzuki. Yeah, the city skyline, if you want to call it that, in the back, just the city in general, almost like a worn out style, aged photo with the crack coming up the top. Just almost like a wall that's like falling apart. I like that a lot. I like the little X's as well. This one's nice. I like this one a lot. This one might be one of my favorites so far. Good job on this one. And we got Dallas next. Oh, I love the star. Him coming through the star is amazing. And it's like grungy. You've got Dallas in the background. Yeah, this one's actually pretty cool. This one's one of my favorites so far. Yeah, this one's awesome. Nothing negative to say about this one. And not because I'm wearing a Dallas. If you're new, I wear a different jersey every single video. Don't read too much into it. Okay, Detroit. Wow, this one is almost like a neon, like spooky, almost hell. Like they're red, and it's just everything's so dark and just, I don't know, ominous or something. They almost got there's a glow going on. I don't love the photo. That's the bigger photo. I like the bottom one. I like that he's almost skating on the water. That is actually awesome. The city in the background looks great. I may just use a different photo for the top one, but yeah, other than that, that's great. Ooh, Pittsburgh. Okay, a little bit of the head being kind of chopped off there a little bit, just to show the building. It almost looks like he's wearing a little tiny Abe Lincoln top hat on top of his helmet. So I'd probably just not keep the building in there at all. I would keep the helmet and probably Photoshop the building out, to be completely honest. So even even a little bit wasn't showing, but I like the expression on his face. It's pretty intense. He's not questioning anything. He's ready to go. The puck's about to drop. The bridges along the bottom are great. The font along the bottom is fantastic. I love that you're using the negative space, almost like you spilled a bunch of mustard and you wrote his name, in the negative space of the mustard. So you guys know I like mustard. So yeah, this one's cool. Toronto, wow, so much going on here. We've got an aerial shot of Toronto in the background, but then another shot, I don't know the perspective of, maybe it's not, maybe it's the same photo. There's a lot going on though. There's the glow around the Maple Leafs, the glow around the players. This one is visually very busy for me. It's probably going to be a miss overall. It's not bad. There's so much going on. The texture, the city in the background, the glow, the 3 Maple Leafs, the 3 images of Austin Matthews, his font, which is very similar color to the background. So this one's probably a miss for me. And it's not because I'm a Canadiens fan. Now, next Minnesota, we got the Flower here. Because Flower's in the background too. Almost coming over the shoulder. He's got the smile on his face. Everyone loves Fleury. Good stuff. Yeah, and I didn't even see the flower in the background at the bottom one. He's almost like sitting on it, like one of those deck chairs that hang, the big round ones, and you sit in it. That's kind of what that looks like. This one's cool. I actually like this one a lot. Next is the Devils. Wow, you know what? This one's pretty cool. I don't love the background. I like the blackness and the darkness of the background. Don't love the texture. But everything else that's going on, I don't even mind that the color's been pulled from his face, because it's the Devils. It's like he's in hell. He might be a zombie or a demon or something, but you've almost got the neon kind of look with the, just the imagery. I don't know the right word. The imagery that's going on in the background. You get the horns as well. Yeah, this is good stuff. I like this one. I would just probably change the background. Okay, the Edmonton Oilers. All right. I don't like the font at all. I actually hate the font. Hard to read. It looks out of focus. It's almost like a comic book font from 1840 that you've scanned and then blown up. But the rest of it is cool. I like the city in the background. I like kind of the orange texture that's happening, almost like an oil spill or an oil drop that's kind of dispersed over water or something. That gives a nice interest. Just whatever effect that's going on the bottom Oilers logo, and then the font is the only thing that I would change. Other than that, pretty good. Sebastian Aho, look at the texture in the background to get that rain. Again, the watercolor kind of texture of him up top. I would remove that. I want to see the expression in his face. His mouth is really dark. It almost looks like he's becoming a zombie or becoming a demon or something. I want to see just a regular photo up top. But I like the almost waviness of the font, Sebastian, and then Aho. That looks cool. He's coming through his autograph as well. That's really cool. So definitely some really, really good elements of this one. I would probably just change whatever effect is on him. Okay, we got the Chicago Blackhawks. Wow, I love the eagle in the background, and not just the eagle, but Chicago's got so much history, and it's an old city. It feels like that in the imagery on the eagle. You can see the old buildings in the background there. You've got it in black and white, so again, it just kind of adds to the historic nature of the city. You actually get 2 Blackhawk helicopters in there. You can barely see them; they're a little bit blurred. I like the imagery of him up top. I like the one on the bottom. I like down below. The DeBrincat being in red, I would change that because that blends too much into the background. I'd probably change that to something else, maybe white. Not really sure. Don't mind the logo up top. This one's cool. Next, the Blues. This one is going to be definitely a miss for me because you can barely see anything. I know that it's the back of a goalie's helmet up top. I know that it's a front-on shot of a goalie down below, but that's all you see. I'm missing so much texture and so much detail from this one, and it just feels so blocky. You've got a block of a graphic here. You've got his name in a block, so it just feels almost like a clip art or something. So you've got a physical scrapbook where you're taping things in over top of each other and stuff, and they're almost stickers. So this one's probably a miss for me. Again, just personal preference. I don't think I'm right. So Washington Capitals. Okay, you've got Kuznetsov doing his celebration that he does. So I like the wings in the background there, kind of representing that. You got the Capitol building. You've got is that a peacock? The feathers of a peacock kind of thing up top there. I don't know what that is. An eagle though. You got two eagles actually, three eagles. Eagle in the background, two eagles in the bottom. He's skating on the water as well. This one's not my favorite, but it is. It's pretty good. Okay, the Ottawa Senators, nice intense look. He's always, I don't know what's up with those Kachuk brothers, but they love chewing on those damn mouth guards. They're obsessed with it. But he's got an intense look on his face. The name down below, but by the stick and the puck, that's great. I actually really like that a lot. The imagery down below of him skating is good. Don't love the expression of the bottom, kind of redded. That's not a word. Colorized kind of picture down below on the left. Other than that, not bad. Okay, Vancouver. Yeah, again with the kind of like almost like watercolor texture here. Canvas texture as well in the background. I like the canvas texture. I want to see a little bit more detail. I think this would be a really cool hockey card, but I'm not sure about like an NHL wallpaper as far as like a digital wallpaper. Just not my personal style, but I do like almost the weathered look of the name up on the left and on the logo on the bottom of the right. I like the recolorization as well. Next is Columbus. Yeah, this one's going to be a miss immediately for me again, just because of the lack of the detail of the top imagery and also the bottom imagery. Again, just comes really down to personal preference. I want to see the detail. I want to see who it is. I know who it is, but I want to see who it is. I want to see them. I want to see their expression and stuff. It just feels a little bit lifeless right now. Okay, we've got again kind of an odd expression for Dustin Brown here. I would find a different photo for him. He looks defeated and exhausted and tired and almost like lonely. You ever see the meme of Keanu Reeves sitting on a bench and he looks so sad? That's what that reminds me of. He looks sad. So I would find a different image, but I like everything else. You're playing on the black and white or the desaturated nature of the brand of the LA Kings. Got the background, no color. You've got the uniform, which is no color, but you've highlighted the exterior brand, which is the other colors. They've used the purple, obviously. So you've got the purple coming through in the word Dustin, some imagery as well, kind of surrounding. The gold doesn't necessarily fit, I don't think, because of the Golden Knights, so I'd probably swap the gold with a different color, probably just yellow, just regular yellow, not the gold fleck, but this one's cool. I do like this one. Next is the Nashville Predators. We've got some like late 80s, early 90s Roman Josi text along the bottom. Don't mind it. I like the grungy look in the background of the arena. That looks nice. But again, with the watercolor filter on the player, just not a person. I just don't like it. Personal preference. Again, I would change that. Other than that, it's nice. Okay, you've got the Seattle Kraken underwater. This has got some pretty cool imagery, actually. I don't love what you've done, Austin, with the Seattle Kraken logo up there on the top left. But I know what you're going for, but I just prefer their actual logo on here. I don't mind his name like that, though. Like the effect on the name looks cool, just not the logo. I prefer to see the actual logo. Everything else is pretty cool. I like the Kraken imagery in the background. How many we got left here? Just a couple? Okay, Calgary. Look at remember that hit that Lucic laid recently? I love that that's in there. That is fantastic. Intense expression on his face looks good. His signature up top, his name looks good on the kind of black and white background. This is one of the better ones so far, just a really simplistic version. Not a lot going on. Cashing in on the beautiful colors, cashing in on the good imagery, good stuff. Okay, Philadelphia Flyers. This one's going to be a miss for me immediately. Again, for the same, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but lack of detail, lack of texture, lack of what's going on. I know what's going on, but I want to see what's going on. So, the name's okay. It's got the spray paint kind of look, but everything else is going to be a miss for me just based on kind of filter or graphic or texture or whatever. Okay, again, yeah, with the background image, I would change that. Just going to echo what I just said in the last one, but I like the bottom. I don't even mind the texture or the filter on the words in his name. So you got like his stats or whatever. That's fine. His imagery along the bottom is great. You've got some ducks flying as well. That's cool. I would just change what's going kind of up top there. Next, this one is really cool. Cale Makar. I love the mountains in the background. I love the snow, and not just like two-dimensional snow. As things get closer to you, but you're focused on things in the distance, they become blurry. So there's really good like depth perception happening here with the snow kind of being blurred in the foreground. That's great. I love seeing that. And then the spotlight kind of shining down on him in the game, but it looks like he's skating on like a frozen pond or a lake or something. I love his name up there, how he did the name. and you put your logo kind of behind the mountains. This one is fantastic. This one is one of the ones I like the most, I think, so far. However, I will say that it looks like he's retiring. It looks like a retirement announcement a little bit, like he's waving goodbye. But this is great. I do like this one a lot. This one's probably wasn't my favorite so far. I'll have to go look back and see. I'm looking at all the team names and stuff. But anyways, let's continue. Oh, that was the last one. We are done. Let me just give me a second. Or give me a minute. I'm going to look back and pick my favorite. You know what? Looking back through, there are so many good ones. This was actually a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But I'm going to leave it as is. The one you see on the screen is my favorite, the Cale Makar one, for a lot of good reasons. Great job on the text. Great job on the picture choice. You've placed him into a scene, which is not always easy to do. It's applicable to the brand and the colors. It's clean. It's not over busy. It's pretty much perfect in every single aspect. So awesome. Great job on this one, but great job overall. I was a little critical of some of the things, but like I said, like I always say, there is no right or wrong. I don't think I'm right. I'm just going to tell you my opinion about how I feel, give you my personal preferences, and that's why the comment section exists. So if you like one that I did, let me know down below in the comment section. Let Austin know. Don't let me know. Let Austin know. What was your favorite? What was your least favorite? You want to give some criticism or some constructive feedback, more so is a better way to put it. Don't be rude. Be nice. It's really important for designers to get constructive feedback. Whenever you're disrespectful with your opinions and your comments, it comes across rude and stuff. It's always good to give your feedback in a constructive way, in a helpful way, and that it goes a long way. It helps designers. And as a designer myself, I don't do much design work anymore, but back in the good old days, it was always great to get feedback. So leave your feedback down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're going to watch the game tonight. I think this is the game one. So have a great night watching hockey. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, consider hitting the subscribe button. It's a free button down below. Talk to you in the future. Have a great night. Adios.